Hello, everyone. This is Eric,
And this is Sandy.
and today we're going to be discussing some personal sacrifices you will have to make to live in the Philippines. Moving to the Philippines from the U.S. and other countries requires one to sacrifice some of the conveniences and first world luxuries that one has become accustomed to. Here we will discuss some of these items that you will ultimately have to let go for the sunshine, the beaches, and friendly faces you will encounter in the Philippines.
But before that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and press the notification bell so that you will be notified every time we upload a new video.
Okay, number one, you will have to sacrifice having fast and adequate emergency care. For example, that's ambulance and fire department. Here, the ambulance service is not quite up to American standards. For example, I don't really recall seeing people being in the back of the ambulance while the ambulance is moving forward with the patient. In America, especially in California and other places, I believe there's at least one or two persons attending to the patient in the back while he or she is on the way to the hospital. Recently here, there was a shooting of an American in Cebu City, and the guy, according to the news station, was shot in the shoulder and foot. Ultimately, this guy died. Now, I want to contrast that to a shooting that I saw on YouTube that was in New York City of a guy that was in a subway last week. It was a subway incident, and the guy was shot in the head. And somehow the guy survived that incident without dying. So that contrast tells you something that maybe the emergency services are a little bit better in New York than they are here.
Yes. And I want to add up as well that if you have been here in the Philippines, I don't know if you have noticed that there is no emergency lane compared to the States. So imagine being in a ambulance and in the heavy traffic on the way to the hospital, and you gotta be fighting for your life in the middle of the road, and a lot of people don't give way to the ambulance here.
Number two, you'll have to sacrifice free or almost free health care.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in California, we have something called Covered California. And the Covered California would basically cover most, if not all, of your healthcare expenses. And you could pick and choose from a variety of different healthcare providers. They send you a card. You go to the hospital without any kind of cash or outlay, or maybe you would have to pay some kind of copay.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, if you were in an emergency situation, you wouldn't have to worry about coming up with your copay while you're in the back in the middle of an emergency. However, here I think it's a little bit different. They may or may not. I don't know if they would actually go ahead and treat you before making sure that you have paid a deposit or have some kind of health plan that they're okay with, or that something that they're familiar with that will cover you during your stay.
Yeah. As we have, I have experienced, because you haven't experienced anything like that here. So far, with like maybe 3 patients that I know of that goes to the hospital before they get admitted, even though it's a emergency, they have to put up a deposit of, I guess that was like around 30,000 pesos. How much was that?
It's about 600
About
U.S.
600
dollars.
US dollars. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, imagine you don't have that kind of money up front. You wouldn't be able to get admitted or get a room.
Yeah, even if you have the money, it's like even making arrangements for it in a time of emergency. It's something you don't want to have to think about.
Mhm.
Maybe they take cash, maybe they won't, maybe they'll take a ATM, a debit card, or a credit card. You just never know.
Yeah. Although there is a health insurance here, but that does not cover a lot. I believe it's just around 20-25% that is covered by the insurance, the hospital bills, but that does not cover actually the doctor's fee. And imagine having like 4 or 5 doctors, and each visit of the doctor, it will cost you 15,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos, and it just piles up.
Yes, so that means you have to have some extra insurance to cover anything that what they call field health won't cover.
Yes, also for the medicines, let's say example, the hospital says that we don't have this kind of medication here, so you have to buy it outside. So you have to have somebody to buy it for you, and that's out of pocket.
Yes, imagine that, folks. You're in the hospital, and the hospital says, "Oh, you have to have a watcher, what they call a watcher."
Mm-hmm.
So that's somebody to watch out for you while you're in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they want that person, the watcher, to go to the pharmacy and get various medications that you need.
That's
Imagine that. In the hospital in the U.S., they already have every medication that you need. You don't even know what all you need, but they have everything already at the hospital on hand that you need.
mm-hmm. Also, this is based on experience. We know somebody who went to the hospital and she didn't even have any family member with her until the next day. And that's impossible here. You have to have somebody with you in the hospital. So let's go forward to number 3. Quality hospitals with modern equipment. As we have mentioned, hospitals here in the Philippines are not apart from the hospitals in the States. Although we have some good equipments and good hospitals here as well, but that will be way expensive than the public hospitals here. Also, most of our doctors and nurses go abroad to work for, more money or something like that. So this is my own opinion. So imagine, maybe the good ones are gone, and the good ones are working in the States already. Just my thought.
Yes, the hospital equipment here, in some cases, they have some less than state of the art equipment. Hopefully, it's adequate. Maybe it's just old. Now, they do have some brand new hospitals that are here, and if you can be lucky enough to get admitted into one of those, that might be a better choice.
Hmm. Also, major surgeries here required for you to go to the major hospitals. All right, number 4, good roads. Well, you have seen a lot of YouTube videos about Philippines having bad roads, a lot of potholes, rough roads, and everything, that's true. Compared to the US, you have wide roads, smooth and nice, while here, it is true that it's not really good. It will probably make or get your car into a wear and tear earlier compared to the States.
Yes, I agree. There'll be definitely more wear and tear on your car here. The roads in general are not as good as some of the smoother roads in the States. There are some smooth roads here and whatnot, but then you do run into uh, more potholes, more rocks or so on the roads in certain areas. It's something to look out for, that's for sure.
Yes, so bad roads create bad accidents. There are a lot of foreigners here get into a motorbike accident. And one reason is the road is bad.
Okay, folks, number 5, you're going to miss the lower electric costs. Now, you're going to say to yourself, my electric bill is very high in the States as well. Well, the actual rate, though, is most likely lower than it is here. They have higher rates, And even though the total bill will be lower in most cases, you can come across some situations where uh, you're being charged a very high rate for the electrical bill. And any difference between what the owner charges you and what the electric company charges you will be kept as profit. And so you have to look out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 6, fair treatment in traffic accidents. Here in the Philippines, the traffic enforcers will sometimes make the foreigner be the one at fault, even though he or she may not be at fault. And something similar happened to me with an accident with a motorbike and the car.
Mm-hmm.
It was the motorbike person's fault because the motorbike scratched the car. And basically, we were sitting at a stoplight and he decided to pull off. But when the traffic enforcers came along, they said things that made me want to go ahead and try to get out of this as soon as possible. They were talking about going back downtown, and I knew it was going to take 4 or 5 hours of time, so I went ahead and just paid off the motorbike person a small amount, and we went about our way.
Yeah, the foreigner charges. All right, so number 7. Speedy customer service, example, the Department of Motor Vehicles. So in the States, I have experienced getting my driver's license there, and it was really fast. I have to go through like 7 counters, and it was quick and easy. Give the documents, this and that. Drive the car back, get approved. In here, that will be a challenge for you, especially if you're a foreigner, because you have to go through a lot of steps. Imagine getting your drug test outside the department. You have to walk, go out there, get yourself some other documentations that they're going to be requiring. It's a hassle. Eventually, you're going to get it done, but it's way hassle compared to the States. Yeah, let's just say example of the banks as well. I've been in a bank in the States. I opened an account. I would say not more than 1 hour. I get my account, savings, checking, get the card, I get the checks. And here in the Philippines, the same process as every government agencies or any establishments that you have to fall in line, wait for 2-3 hours to get step 1 done, and then another 2 hours to get step 2 done. And you're really not getting it done in just one day. You have to go back and forth for this and that they misinformed you about. And also you have to go back because your card's going to be printing and it's not going to be ready until 2 weeks or something similar.
So imagine that, folks. A couple of days you could be into just for getting all the process finished with opening a bank account, and then wait another week or 2 to get the actual debit card if they give it to you.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
So, in conclusion, living here in the Philippines will require major sacrifices. You'll give up many necessities and luxuries that you may have taken for granted in your home country.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the comforts and securities, of course, can be replaced, but not quite to the level that you would be used to. But as the old saying goes, you get what you pay for. This is the reason that many costs are lower here in the Philippines than they are in the U.S. and other countries.
All right, thank you so much, folks, for watching. And please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the notification bell below. It will surely help our YouTube algorithm.
And if you know other people who are interested in the Philippines and you think some of this information will be helpful to them, go ahead and share the video.
Mm-hmm. Once again, thank you so much for watching. This is
Eric.
And this is Sandy.
We're signing out. Thank you very much.
Ciao.